Hello, and welcome to Make a Difference, the show about how volunteers are making a difference every day right here in Montgomery County. I'm your host, Sandy Smith, and we welcome you here via Zoom due to the ongoing pandemic crisis. Later in this episode, we'll discuss the Menare Foundation and exactly how they originated. But right now, we'll be speaking to representatives from Manna Food Center. They are a leader in addressing food instability in Montgomery County and have ramped up all their critical services due to the pandemic. Today, we will be speaking with Yelba Mojica, Participant Services Manager, and Katie Sayago, Volunteer Manager. Welcome, Yelba and Katie.
Hi, hello. Be on. Yeah, thank you for having us today.
Thank you for coming. So Katie, can you tell us a little bit about Manna and what it does?
Absolutely, yes. So Manna Food Center is a food bank, and we serve individuals and families in Montgomery County, Maryland. So here at our Gaithersburg warehouse, we collect and rescue food from the community. And then we have volunteers that help to sort and pack all of that food here, which then gets distributed out to our participants. So we have several satellite locations around the county, as well as our Silver Spring Marketplace, where our participants can actually shop and pick out the items that they would like. In addition to that, we have other programs like our Smart Sacks program, where students receive a bag of food to take home with them on the weekends. And we also have some nutrition programs as well, including cooking classes for our participants. So volunteers are really integral in everything that we do at Manna. They really help with every aspect of the work that goes on here.
And I'm sure that with the way everything just sort of shut down all at once and people were out of work and in need of food, I'm sure you got really crazy busy and there was a lot of need. So Yelba, I understand that you have a new initiative recruiting virtual call center volunteers. How do your virtual call center volunteers support the work Manna does? Since now, well, I mean, things are starting to open up, but previously everything was virtual, had to be virtual.
Right, it had to be. And so we actually, I always had a good, in the call center, we always had a good 33, 34 volunteers. And with everything shutting down and a lot of them just went away. I mean, it just happened where they just stopped. And so we offer the virtual volunteering opportunity. And so, of course, a lot of them took it. But we're still in need because the call center we answer the main phone number. So therefore we're getting calls not only about how to register, how to find out about Manna, how, I need to speak to someone in the warehouse. I have, something like that. We're always on the phone. So we decided to, like I said, make it virtual. And, but because we lost some, we are looking to get more help. Again, we're really busy. We're taking a good amount, I would say at least 4,000 calls a month.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. Yeah, people don't realize that since the pandemic has sort of, with the vaccine has sort of gotten better, people are still hungry. People still don't have food.
It was really busy. It was more busy then. It's starting to stop. It's starting to slow down a little bit though.
Well, that's good, but you still need volunteers. So yes, what kinds of skills should the volunteers have? Are there specific skill sets or are you recruiting for basically anything? What are you looking for?
Well, first, and one of the things I look for is somebody that is customer service oriented.
Yes.
That can show the empathy and the patience because a lot of our participants are going through things. And so someone who is there to help. Secondly, we do want computer skills because you are going to have to know how to answer the phone and at the same time, perhaps register and schedule someone. So we ask for basic computer skills.
Do you provide training?
Yes, we do. So it takes about a week. We go through where we talk about Manna, so everybody knows a little bit about what we do and get into it a little more as we go along. But they do have some training on on our database, which is Salesforce. They get training on that. We have a manual as well so that they can go through it. And, and so it takes about a week until they tell me I'm ready to answer the phones. And so I leave it up to them. It depends on the individual. Right. And so we take it slow, at their own pace. But it's a good week of training, yes.
Well, that's good. They're not just thrown out there. So that's wonderful. I'm sure people are comfortable with that. Finally, Katie, how would you recommend that people get involved?
Absolutely. So our website is a great place to go. So mannafood.org. We have a volunteer page there and our opportunities are listed. So the call center is definitely on there and you can express interest and then we will follow back up with you and try to get a little more information about you and make sure that you're a good fit for the call center position, as well as other opportunities as well. They'll be posted on our site that they can go there as well.
We've been speaking with Yelba Mojica, Participant Service Manager, and Katie Sayago, Volunteer Manager of Manna. Thanks for joining us today, Yelba and Katie.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Thank you for having us. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Up next, we'll be speaking to Anthony Cohen, the president of the Menare Foundation. Stay with us.
Our fight against coronavirus isn't over. Let's wear face masks in public, stay 6 feet or more from others, follow state and local guidelines, and wash our hands frequently. Let's move forward together. Learn more at coronavirus.gov.
Welcome back to Make a Difference. I'm your host, Sandy Smith. Today, we are speaking with Anthony Cohen, president of the Menare Foundation, Incorporated, which is located at the Button Farm Living History Center. Welcome, Anthony.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very good, thank you. So earlier we had representatives on from Manna, and you just received some good news relevant to Manna. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, so Manna is one of the most important and revered nonprofits in Montgomery County. And we've had a great opportunity here at the Button Farm Living History Center to work with them in various projects over the past few years. For this year, we were awarded funding under the Montgomery County Farm to Food Bank program in partnership with Manna and the Montgomery County Food Council. And so we will be, or we are, growing produce at our Living History Center that will be donated to Manna to help with their mission to feed families here in our county.
Great, that sounds wonderful. Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
So that's wonderful. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the Menare Foundation and how it is affiliated with Button Farm?
Yes. So the Menare Foundation is a nonprofit that preserves the legacy of the Underground Railroad. And the Button Farm Living History Center is where we're located. And it's our main project. We started Button Farm in 2004, Button Farm located in Seneca Creek State Park. And we are under what's called a resident curatorship program. Mm-hmm. So the nonprofit has a long-term lease on the farm. We pay $1 a year. And then we raise the funds as a nonprofit for the restoration and maintenance of the facility, which is 40 acres tucked inside of the state park. And we use the historic farm, its buildings, and the landscape to tell the story of plantation life and the Underground Railroad in Montgomery County.
Oh, that sounds like a really, really interesting tour and thing to be involved with. Is 40 acres, is that intentional based on the 40 acres and a mule?
Well, that's a confluence of history and a really great lease. So we happened on that amount, and it just seemed like a magical fit. Yes.
So what types of volunteers are you interested in, and what opportunities are available?
Yes. So we have opportunities of all kinds and volunteers of all ages. I should always start by saying we are a approved site for county student service learning hours.
Oh, good.
So we have lots of opportunities for young people. They can sign up for, to volunteer for a day, all the way up to being part of our all volunteer staff, which includes greeters, tour guides, interpreters, and reenactors at our Living History Center. So there's really a wide variety. We also host private groups from the faith community, from corporate volunteer groups. We have good participation from the 50 plus crowd, such as myself. And there are really opportunities not only to help, but for people to bring their 21st century experience and expertise to a 19th century themed project.
Nice, very nice. And how would you recommend that people, volunteers that are interested, get in touch with your organization?
Absolutely. So you can find our corporate listing, the Menare Foundation, Inc., on the Montgomery County Volunteer Center website. And we're also listed as the Button Farm Living History Center. And so the opportunities are there, and just reach out. And, usually we'll have volunteers out for, a service project. Then we get an opportunity to meet them, learn a bit more about them and them about us. And we can then describe longer term opportunities that we have. And I'll say that we remained open during the pandemic last year, this year as well. When you have 40 acres and you're inside of a 6,000 acre park, there's plenty of social distancing.
Right.
So we successfully weathered that storm. But now, we continue with lots of place, a place where, people can come out, get fresh air, commune with nature, and learn about the history of a very important social justice movement in the United States, being the Underground Railroad.
And that's so important historically, and people really do need to get out and find out more about the Underground Railroad and how important it was, how important Maryland was in that whole movement. So can you tell us one more time exactly what is your website?
Yes, so it's buttonfarm.org. That's BUTTONFARM, all one word, .org. And there you'll see there's a link you can click, and that'll send you to the volunteer center. And if you have any further questions, you can reach us through there.
Thank you so much for joining us, Anthony. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. And I love your show, and keep doing the good work.
Thank you. I appreciate that too.
Thank you.
If you are interested in volunteer opportunities, please go to our website, montgomeryserves.org. I'm your host, Sandy Smith, and thank you for joining us. And let's be sure to make a difference.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.